This week in Jamaica Now, police force rocked by another murder and attempted suicide. Arrested lottery scammer facing possible prison time in Florida. NHT boss sent on leave as probe begins into questionable spending. And teachers give failing grade to Education Ministry job fair. The details of these and other stories coming up after the break. Start your day afresh with brand new ideas. It's Corporate Coffee Mornings. Join journalist Barbara Ellington as she delves deep into business, bringing you the stories like no one else can. Corporate Coffee Mornings. You never know what's brewing. I'm Damian Mitchell in this week for Heather Cummings, and this is Jamaica Now. The Jamaica Constabulary Force has again been rocked by a murder and attempted suicide. 22-year-old Jessica King was allegedly killed by her ex-boyfriend, a 23-year-old police constable who then turned the gun on himself. The cop received 3 shots but survived and up to late last week was in critical condition in hospital. The incident happened at the Errol Flynn Marina in Port Antonio, Portland. An alleged Jamaican lottery scammer is facing the possibility of more than 1,000 years in prison in the United States. Onique Mikhail Barnett has been arrested by U.S. authorities for swindling thousands of dollars from elderly Florida residents. Barnett was indicted last year by a federal grand jury on 37 charges of wire fraud. Each count carries a maximum sentence of 30 years. In a story we have been tracking, detectives investigating the multi-million-dollar fraud scam at the Jamaica Teachers Association are now searching for a person of interest as they deepen their probe. He's Marlon Francis, who was an accounting officer at the JTA. Francis is yet to turn in himself despite appeals by investigators to do so. Some $100 million has reportedly been stolen from the accounts of the JTA. Hundreds of teachers last week left a job fair of the Ministry of Education upset, saying it was poorly organized. The fair was organized by the ministry to help unemployed teachers find a job.
Today was very poor. It was poorly planned, very disappointed. Nothing went according to what we were expecting. We were told to take copies of our resumes, so we thought that we would be getting jobs today. And when we came, nobody asked about resumes or said anything meaningful about jobs.
There was no expectation that everyone who came would find a job here today, but at least we can make a link, which we haven't had before, and build a database.
The minister says the fair was a success as it facilitated about 1,000 initial interviews between potential employers and employees. He says a database will be set up where unemployed teachers will be notified about teaching vacancies. Education think tank EducateJamaica.org is standing by its rankings of the best and worst performing Jamaican high schools based on the results of the 2012 Caribbean Secondary Education Certificate CSEC exams. Educators, school administrators, and the Education Minister Ronald Thwaites have questioned the methodology used to arrive at the rankings. According to Mr. Thwaites, the CSEC results represent only one measure in assessing performance, adding that rankings do not improve perceptions of schools. But Ainsworth Darby, the chairman of EducateJamaica.org, says the rankings are not designed to embarrass schools, but to give parents an insight into the performance of the institutions and where best to send their children. The managing director of the National Housing Trust, Cecilia Watson, and at least one other senior officer have been sent on leave to facilitate a probe at the agency. It's understood that an investigation has been launched into financial irregularities at the trust. However, the nature of the irregularity has not been disclosed. And that's it for this edition of Jamaica Now, your weekly review of the big news stories. Send us your comments at onlinefeedback@gleanerjm.com. You may tune in to Power 106 FM for regular updates. Follow us on Twitter at Jamaica Gleaner and on Facebook at Gleaner Jamaica. I'm Damian Mitchell, and as we go, we bring you the thrilling highlights of Jamaica's performance at the 14th IAAF World Championships in Moscow, Russia.